Sorry, guys, I have to ask again. Is it okay to record?
It's okay.
Perfect. That's okay. And you, Lucas, what would you do if you were rich?
If I were rich, I would travel a lot and eat a lot in restaurants.
Me too.
Ah, eu entendi errado, então, foi?
No, you're correct. You're correct. And remember, guys, it doesn't matter if the first part of the condition is in the positive, the second can be in the negative. Marisa said, if I were rich, I wouldn't work. It makes sense. And Lucas said in the positive, if I were rich, I would travel a lot and eat at good restaurants. Okay, but in fact, guys, we're going to start the 9B, okay? Go to page 72. Good. Number 1, Mari, read for me the reading.
Look at all the photos in this lesson. Are you afraid of any of these things?
Of these things, guys, remember, the construction of afraid, it's together with the verb to be. I'm afraid of something. Just pay attention. If you were talking about a noun, you just put the noun after. I'm afraid of spiders. It's true, guys. I'm really afraid of spiders. But if it's a verb, remember that every time you have a preposition in English after the preposition, it's going to be the verb with ing. For example, I'm afraid of flying. And you guys, I want you to tell me 2 things that you are afraid of. 1, a noun. The second one, a verb.
I'm afraid of the highest. Highest. How can I say altura?
Hates.
Hates. I'm afraid of hate, and I'm afraid swimming on the sea.
I'm afraid of swimming.
I'm afraid of swimming on the sea or at the sea?
On the sea. Perfect. You, Marisa?
Para entender, ele fez com Lucas fez com não.
Yes, Lucas did with the noun and then with a verb.
É mesmo? Cadê o texto?
No, but it's from your mind. Esse daí é da sua cabeça mesmo. There's no problem.
I am afraid.
Afraid. Open a little bit this A. I'm afraid.
I am afraid
Of.
How do you say read? Yeah? Read?
Are you afraid of reading?
Não sei, eu não tô entendendo não, Clabinha. Eu tô perdida, me ajuda.
Afraid, fear.
Help me, please.
Ter medo. We have seen that, I'm afraid.
Hã?
Ter medo, but in English it's not have afraid, it's to be afraid.
Peraí, deixa eu tirar aqui um negócio, peraí. Vai. Diz.
What? What do you want to know?
Afraid is medo.
But guys, pay attention that this is a collocation, okay? I'm afraid of. That's okay? I'm afraid of something or I'm afraid of doing something.
Pode ser assim, I'm afraid.
No, you say afraid. I'm afraid.
I'm afraid. Spider.
Of spiders. Now with a verb.
I'm afraid. Esse também, altura. Driving. Acident. Ou não, aí ficaria não, né?
Yes, I'm afraid of accidents. That's okay, car accidents, okay? But if it's a verb, and guys, pay attention to this. Although the sentence, the collocation is to be afraid of, Remember that the noun in English, it's fear. Okay, medo means fear. So we have there, guys.
And
Fear,
afraid is what?
it's an adjective.
Okay.
Okay. Fear of butterflies. Is it common, guys? Fear of butterflies.
I'm a little bit afraid of butterflies because when I was a child, my mother said the butterflies can
Blind,
gliding.
blind you.
Blind, what is?
When you cannot see. But remember that blind can be the person or it can be the verb. Lucas used it as a verb right now. Butterflies can blind, yes? We also have there, guys, on the book, fear of crowds. Okay?
Browse is what?
Lots of people together, Lucas.
Okay. Ah, okay.
All right?
Sometimes.
Yes. I think that when things return, we're going to be a little bit afraid of crowds. At least I
Beginning, but
just in the beginning. After, just the cabaret.
yes.
Fear of doctors.
No.
No? But guys, remember that these in English, let me share with you. What's the name of these in English? You remember? Needles.
Needles, Sharon Needles.
Sharon needles. Yes, Lucas.
Não compartilhe, viu?
Lucas, I do not stop you watching RuPaul. I am just watching all the seasons right now.
Possible.
Good. The next one, Mari, what is it? Fear
Of butterflies? É isso ou a figura? A picture?
no, the reading. Fear of driving.
Oh,
Hello, dear. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, and you? Sorry, be late.
Don't worry. Okay. Fear of driving. And the last one, Lucas. Fear of. I think Lucas froze. Fear of heights. Okay. Carol, we are on page 72. Okay, talk about what we are afraid of. That's okay? We are on part 2. Read for me. Lucas, you're back.
Yes, Carol arrived. Bottom up.
Yes, Carol arrived and she took Lucas down. Derrubaram. Take somebody down. Okay, guys. Everybody's on that page, okay? Let's read this part. Starting by you, Marisa. Number 1, some people
with this phobia find find it difficult to pass the test. Others are anxious on freeways or certain roads. In extreme cases, people are afraid of being a passenger in a vehicle.
What is this? What is this fear, Marisa?
Fear of drive.
Fear of driving. All right. Lucas, number 2.
Reading? This?
Number 2.
Deixa eu só fechar aqui, porque o cachorro da vizinha...
Ah, pelo menos aí só tem um, né? Aqui tem 37.
Ah, somente.
Não, e...
That actress Nicole Kidman suffers from this phobia. It is closely likened to a general fear of insects. People with this phobia are afraid of most insects with wings, and they feel nauseous or they panic if they see them. Fear of butterflies?
I think so. Yes. The number 3, Carol. And just pay attention, okay, guys, to the name phobia. That's why, guys, for example, the name is homophobia, fear of homosexuals. I don't know what we can do to people, but some people are afraid. All right, go, Carol.
This phobia is very common in young children, but adults suffer from it. It too. Many are especially afraid of having vacation or blood tests.
Or blood tests.
Blood,
Blood.
blood test.
Oh, no, blood.
Blood. Ah, tá.
Blood tests. Perfect. Fear of?
Doctors.
Yes, but guys, I don't think fear of doctors is the most correct. I think fear of needles, yes?
I think this, not doctors.
Yeah, what is the problem?
Fala com doctors barra needles.
Yes, slash Marisa. Doctors slash needles. Number 4, Mari.
This fear affects nearly one in every 20 adults. Adults. People with this phobia usually avoid the buildings, skiing, or standing on balconies.
On balconies.
I think fear of heights.
Perfect. 5, Lucas.
This phobia affects many people, but women more than men.
Men.
These people feel very anxious or scared if they are in a noisy place where there are a lot of people. For example, a shopping mall or a sports stadium. They often avoid these kinds of places. Fear of crowds.
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 Very good. Now, Carol, I want you to read this comment A for me, please.
Eu vou ler daqui. Now read. Já.
Yes, guys, now you have to match, okay? What people said on this side to their fears, okay?
Now read some comments posted on the website Match A and E for fears. 1 and
1, 2. You can say 1 to 5.
1 to 5. Eu fiquei. A. I am so scared.
Scared. Repeat for me, guys. Scared.
That I haven't been to see on for more 15 years. I hate think about them. I feel the same way about dentists.
Dentists.
Dentist.
Okay. What is this fear, Carol? What is the comment? Where are you going to put this fear?
3.
3?
Yes.
Okay, correct. Read from me to Carol, letter B, please.
I have a fear of going off bridges. This is correct.
Yes, bridges.
And on freeway at 60
60 mph. Guys, MEPH stands for miles per hour. Repeat for me, miles per hour.
Miles
Miles per
If
hour.
we are here in Brazil, it's more common to use kilometers per hour.
MPA.
And MPH, but you can say miles per hour.
Eu ouvi MBA.
MBA, no, MPH.
I'm okay at
40.
45 miles per hour. Assim. I was really further. I don't know.
No, I once went over.
Tá. I once went bridge. I have to stop in the mirror. I was really, I say, the answer, I don't know, say.
I was really frightened. Everybody repeats, frightened.
frightened. Frightened.
Frightened.
Frightened.
I haven't drive that way since then.
Since then,
And that was 7 years ago.
go. What is it, Carol? Fear of? Fear of driving.
Yes.
Perfect. Mari, letter C.
I thought I was
I thought.
Stop. I thought I was the only person that had this fear. I'm okay with the small ones, but I'm terrified of the
Good
big
pronunciation.
ones. Terrified of the big ones.
Ones. Guys, on. It's one.
One.
Not on. One.
What? I'm okay if they aren't close to me, but as soon as they start flying near me, I run away. I like looking at pictures of them because they can be beautiful. But if they fly towards me, especially towards my face, I panic.
Very good. Guys, just what is this fear, Marisa?
Medo.
No, but which one from 1 to 5?
Spider.
But we do not have spiders there.
Não, você tá perguntando no meio do meu? Não.
No, the one you read, o que você acabou de ler.
I think fear of butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies, very good. Next to Lucas.
Nesse caso é suffer.
I suffer.
I suffer from this phobia, and what works best for me, if I know that I am going to be in a situation where there will be a lot of people, is to arrive early. Then other people arrive little by little, and that helps me. The worst thing is walking into a place that I already full of people.
That is already
full of people. Is number 5. Yes?
Fear of?
Crowds.
Fear of crowds. I'm gonna read letter E, guys. I've had this phobia for about 20 years. It started when I was a child, about 6, I think. I had a bad dream where I was in an apartment building high up on a hill and I almost fell out of the window. I woke up and started crying. I haven't been to any really high places since then. Even if I imagine I'm in a high place, I feel dizzy. Okay, guys, and another word there for you to learn, dizzy.
Busy.
Dizzy. Tonto. É assim, ó. The person feels dizzy, okay? If she goes up to a high place. All right? Now let's go. Letter D, Mari. Read for me.
Look at the highlighted words in the phobias.
Phobias, não. Phobias is Portuguese. Phobia. Phobias.
Phobia.
Fobia. É porque você está mudando o estresse da palavra. Aí fica em português. Fobia. Phobia.
Phobia.
Okay, now it's correct.
Phobia. And comments and match them to the definitions.
Very good. Number 1, Carol.
One at the way. The noun made from the adjective afraid.
What is it?
Panic.
Panic is a verb.
Up.
It's a noun. Does anyone
I don't know.
Fear. Fear, it's the noun.
Na minha cara eu não vi.
Number 2, Mari. Oh, sorry, Lucas.
Number 2. One adjective that means very afraid. Terrified.
Terrified, very good. Go, Mari. 2 synonyms.
2 synonyms for afraid. Phobia and panic.
Phobia, no. Phobia is a noun. Both of them are adjectives too. Scared and... Guys, está marcado aí, está highlighted. Vocês têm que olhar para highlighted words, yes?
Não. Esse já
Panic.
Really?
Panic?
Panic.
No, panic is a verb too.
Dizzy.
Terrified.
Dizzy. No.
Frightened.
Frightened.
Yes.
Frightened. O que achou? Frightened and scared.
Scared.
Scared. Next, Lucas.
An adjective for the feeling that everything is going around in circles.
Aí sim, dizzy.
Now it's dizzy. Exactly.
Agora!
Now it's dizzy. Go, Carol, number 5.
Vou responder o do Carol, porque ela respondeu.
Very good.
Roubei.
Hey, number 2.
You suddenly feel afraid and not be able to think. Lucas, é seu.
Pen. Go. Sometimes, guys, you can also say that you can say panic. Panic is one verb, yes? But sometimes people can also freeze. Okay? When you are very afraid, you can freeze it too.
Freezing.
Freeze.
Estático, né? Assim.
Yes. Congelar mesmo. Freeze. Freeze is that verb. And remember, guys, that we can use this vocabulary related to online class. For example, before you entered, Carol, my internet was kind of this and I froze. Okay, froze is the past. Freeze, froze. Mari, number 2 is terrified. Good. Number 6, Marisa.
To be badly affected by something. Suffers from?
Suffers from. Very good. Okay. Now, Lucas, please ask Carol the first part of letter E.
Carol, do you have or does anyone you know have a phobia?
Yes, I
Yes, I do.
yes, I do.
Okay, the second question, Lucas.
When and how did it start?
The first time when I see sapo.
When I saw
When I saw
a frog.
a frog. Eu não posso ver um 10 que eu começo a chorar.
I can see a frog that I start in English, beautiful. That I start
I
crying.
can see a frog that I start crying.
Guys, my biggest fear, of course, is spider. Not spiders, because spiders are kind of small, yes? Tarantulas. I get crazy with that. Good. Now, Carol, ask the first and second question, please, to Mari.
Mari, do you have or those?
Das.
Tá vendo? Minha cabeça tá longe. Does anyone you know have a phobia?
Yes, I do.
When and how did it start?
And when I stay in place,
In high places.
high place.
Very good. But when? When did it start, Marisa? You are mute, baby. Just a second.
Deu certo?
Yes.
When I stay, for example, balcony.
On the balcony. But the case, Maris, it's not how it is. It's more like when it started. When and how.
How, é?
First how and then when.
How? I see para baixo. How do you say?
What did you see? Sorry?
Para baixo.
When I look down.
I look down.
Okay. Now, Mari, ask these two questions to Lucas.
Lucas, do you have or does anyone you know have a phobia?
Yes, I do.
When and how did it start?
My uncle have he's afraid to.
Is afraid of.
He's afraid of. How can I say lagarta, Clebinho?
Lizard.
Lizard. She's afraid of lizard because when was a child, she dizer que ela se perdeu. She get lost in the corn plantation.
Corn. Oh my God, I forgot now because I'm gonna remember. Corn. I don't remember. Let me take a look. But keep saying your story. I understood. Corn plantation is not plantation. Crop, sorry. Corn crop.
Crop, como se escreve?
C-R-O-P.
C-R-O-P. Corn crop. And finish. She is afraid of.
For the rest of her life, now she's afraid of lizards.
Yes.
Yes, that's terrible. Yes, guys. Good. Next page, please. Can you read for me, Carol, the 9.6?
Sorry. Listen to interview with two women, Julia and Chloe,
Sorry,
about
two women.
two. Two
Woman, but you are correct. Two woman, it's just one. If it's plural, women.
women. Ninguém viu. About phobias. Who answers the question? 1. What is she afraid of? 2. How long has she had the phobia? 3. What does she think started?
Started it.
Started. Está tudo ruim, Cláudia. Tá tudo
Oh,
antialérgico.
I know.
How did it affect her life?
Affect. Guys, let's pay attention. It's very common to have this, but we have these two words in English. Affect and affect. Okay, that's affect, the verb.
Effects e effects is efeito. Affect is afetado.
For example, that very famous movie, yes, Lucas, Butterfly Effect. Okay, I love that movie. And affect, another one. Affect. That's affect. Okay, and number 5, Carol, the last question.
Has she had an therapy?
Therapy.
Therapy?
Therapy is very important for phobias.
Yes.
Not
No.
for phobias. For everybody, we know. Good. Now, can I play, guys? The listen, you have to complete.
Yeah.
9.6. Julia.
Do you have any phobias?
Yes, I'm very, very scared of spiders.
And how long have you had this phobia?
I've had it since I was about 12, so for more than 30 years.
Did something happen to start the phobia?
I remember, and it's when I think I started being frightened. I remember a very big spider in the apartment that we lived in at the time, coming out from under the TV and going across the room, and me being absolutely terrified. And that's the first time I remember being scared.
How does it affect your life?
In the past, it was really awful. I mean, I couldn't sit in the same room as a spider, and I always had to keep all the doors and windows shut because I was frightened that spiders might come in. But I had some therapy, and I can now sit in the same room as a spider. Not for long. It still has to be moved. And I can put it in a glass now and take it outside myself, if I have to, if there's nobody else there. So it doesn't affect me as badly as it did before, but I still don't like them.
What kind of therapy did you have? How long did it take?
Probably about 6 weeks. I went to the therapist's office and he used a kind of hypnosis. He made me go back to that first incident with the spider and the TV, and we talked about it again and again until it wasn't so frightening. And then, in the last session, he brought in a spider in a jar into the room, and he made me hold the jar. I couldn't put the spider on my hand, but that was a great improvement because before I couldn't even look at a drawing of a spider in a children's book, and I certainly couldn't look at photos of spiders.
Wow, amazing.
Chloe.
Do you have any phobias?
Yes, I have a phobia of buttons.
Buttons on clothes?
Yes, I don't like touching them.
And how long have you had the phobia?
All my life, I think, for as long as I can remember.
Do you know what happened to start the phobia?
I don't know exactly, but my mom has told me that when I was very little, about 6 or 7 months old, she tried to dress me in a sweater, a wool sweater with buttons that my grandmother had made for me, And apparently I screamed and screamed until she took it off again.
Okay. And how does the phobia affect your life?
It really affects the kind of clothes I can buy, especially in the winter when I need a coat. There aren't many coats that don't have buttons. But it's better than it was. When I was younger, I refused to wear anything that had buttons. So, for example, my mother had to adapt my school clothes so that there were no buttons.
Have you had any therapy?
No, I haven't had any therapy. It seems like such a silly thing to be afraid of.
What about if other people are wearing clothes with buttons on? Is that okay?
Well, if the buttons aren't touching me, that's fine. But I don't like hugging people that have buttons on their clothes.
Piada.
Mas
Essa daí foi tudo, viu? I love it. I'm afraid of buttons. Okay, guys, what is Julia afraid of, Marisa?
Spider.
Complete sentence. She's afraid of
She's afraid of spider.
spiders. Perfect. What about Chloe, Lucas? What is Chloe afraid of?
afraid of buttons.
Buttons. I love it, this fear. Good. How long has Julia had the phobia, Carol?
I think it is 12.
Mhm. But remember, I think she has had it.
Ei, é um trava-língua.
I think she has had it since she was.
Eita, bexiga. I think she has had it since she was 12. Lá vai.
Since she was 12. What about Chloe, Marisa?
I think. Tem que falar isso não sei todinho.
I think she has had it, yes.
Trava-língua do Clebinha.
I think she has had it since 6.
Since.
Hã?
Since.
Sure.
Acho que sim, se não ia combinar aí, né?
Então, I don't know, 6, 7 months?
Since 7 months or for her whole life?
For
For
No, 6 or 7 months. That's correct. Sorry. Good. Look. Marisa tirando onda. Okay. What about number 3, Lucas? What does she think started it for Julia?
For Julia, when she moves apartment and she saw a spider walking on the TV across to the room.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, correct. That's what about Chloe, Marisa? What does she think it started it?
É Carol.
Ah!
Vamos seguir o fluxo, amigo.
Foi porque mudou aqui a tela.
Problema seu.
Your problem.
Foi muito complexo esse.
Complexo.
Algo com kind, clothes, cold.
Her mom tried.
When her mom
When her mom tried to dress her in a sweater.
with bottoms. Foi diferente essa.
Guys, it's so hot that I'm eating ice. Real. That's bad. Okay. Marisa and Carol answered together, yes. This one. Okay. But read for me, Marisa, what I sent on the chat. Her mom tried.
Como?
Her mom tried.
Her mom tried.
Tá no chat. to dress her.
Deixa eu abrir aqui. 1 second. Her mom tried to dress her in a sweater with buttons.
Perfect. How does it or did it affect her life, Carol? About
Julia?
Yes, about Julia.
She
1 second.
Deixa eu pensar.
Let me think.
She has therapy.
She has had simple present perfect.
Ainda precisa colocar, mas ela fazendo o had.
She has had therapy. Why, guys? Remember that when we are using present perfect, we are not talking about dates. She has had therapy. Is she better now, Lucas, after the therapy?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember what the doctor did?
The doctor take a glass with took a glass with a spider in and put this object in her hand.
Perfect, very good. What about Chloe? Did Chloe have therapy?
No.
No, she didn't. Okay, because I asked you if did. In this case, did she have therapy or has she had therapy? Can be used interchangeable. You can use both of them. Okay. That's great.
Yes.
Okay. So guys, I'm gonna tell teacher Larissa that you have to listen again and do letter B, okay? But check their letter B.